Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Poor Man's Chemist. In this video, we are going to be making terbium sulfate because it fluoresces a pretty green color. I might also try to make some rubidium terbium sulfate just to see what it looks like and to see if it also fluoresces green or not. What I have here is a gram of terbium metal. You can see, I mean, it looks pretty much like any other metal. It's, oh shit, hello, there we go. Yeah, we're going to go with that. It's a dull gray because most of the lanthanides are fairly reactive metals, some more so than others. Ytterbium is not one of the ones like neodymium or praseodymium that has to be stored under mineral oil. But if you were to leave a piece of terbium out, especially a piece this big, it would probably corrode itself within about according to what I was reading, about a year or so. I imagine it depends very much on the humidity and everything as well. What we are going to do is dissolve this in some dilute sulfuric acid that's only 1.55 molar because that's what I've got made up. We're going to try to be a little sparing with it because I don't want a ton of excess sulfuric acid in this. Being a lanthanide, its sulfate is going to be like the thorium sulfate, where it's going to be less soluble in hot solution than in a cold solution. And by the way, thank you to the person who posted the explanation for that phenomena in the comments. That was very cool. I really appreciate that. So, anyway, so yeah, according to the Sciencemadness Wiki, terbium sulfate solutions have a tendency to supersaturate, so they say that you can add potassium sulfate to it to precipitate it out as potassium terbium sulfate. I don't have any potassium sulfate, but I do have rubidium sulfate and cesium sulfate and sodium sulfate. Basically all the other sulfates that I except the one I need. I mean, if it worked for potassium sulfate, I very much suspect that it works with rubidium sulfate, and I like to not use my cesium sulfate unless I absolutely need it, because I like to keep that for metathesis reactions to produce other cesium compounds when I need them. But, I mean, again, I figured it would be cool, and the chances that anybody has done rubidium terbium sulfate, I figure that's pretty much nil. So, hey, at least it will be something original. So, here we go. There we go. Okay. A bit of sulfuric acid here. Oh, that's nice. Alright, let's dilute that down a little bit, and oh look, there it goes, it's already precipitating. Oh, hello. Alright. Well, I don't know that we'll have any problems getting it to precipitate. Alright, cool. Well, we're just going to let this do its thing, and I will come back once it's done. Okay, everybody, the terbium is all dissolved, and this is our solution of terbium sulfate. The reason that I had to make it so much greater in volume than what you saw before is because despite what the wiki might have said, I didn't have any problem getting terbium sulfate to crash out of solution, boy. They were not kidding. It is not very soluble. But they said it had a tendency to form supersaturated solutions. I have not observed that. But I have decided to go ahead and prepare the rubidium terbium sulfate double salt. At least I'm 99% sure this is a bona fide double salt. It is not a complex. So what I have here is the stoichiometric amount of rubidium sulfate dissolved in water, 1.68 grams. This is rubidium sulfate. I made this from rubidium chloride. I did a whole series of videos on that a while back, how to turn rubidium or cesium chloride into, well, basically any salt that you want. So that's where that came from. I actually made that. So we have that dissolved in here, and this is going to be super simple. Just put that up there. I don't know that this very well may precipitate out immediately, but if it doesn't, we'll just evaporate it down and obtain the double salt that way. All right, well, I guess you need to evaporate it down. But on the plus side, I mean, this means that there is no question the only thing possible to obtain from this, where both salts are completely in solution, is the targeted double salt, so there is that. I mean, somebody else already did a video on making just plain terbium sulfate, and even though they did it 9 years ago, I just don't like doing, the exact same thing that other people have done. I don't care if somebody does it with any of the videos I make. In fact, I would encourage you to, because that's how science works. I mean, I do things, people peer review it. That's how we know. I always love seeing it when somebody takes something that I've done, and even though you shouldn't do shit at home, where they repeat it and get the same result or a different result. I am not infallible, people. I'm just having fun with this, and y'all seem to be having fun watching me do it, so everybody's having a good time. So anyway, go ahead and turn on the heat here and evaporate this down. You focus, you piece of shit. Alright, and yeah, that's basically it. We'll just let it go. I'll wrap some foil around the beaker so it doesn't take forever and a day, and then I will come back when there is something to report. Okay, everybody, so you can see here I've got our solution in an evaporating dish. I am evaporating it down at this point just to get the absolute maximum yield possible. I mean, just because. I'm just being thorough on this one. Anyway, you can see our final product in there, and I don't know how well this shows up. Are you focused, you piece of shit? But some of the pieces are discolored. At first I thought there was a contaminant in there, but I don't think that's the case, just because I see little darker colored specks kind of all over through here. When I watched the other video, and I hate to do this, but I did look at it, and that guy got the very same kind of thing with terbium sulfate when he made it. His looked a hell of a lot grayer than mine, although mine is getting progressively grayer, so I'm guessing it's going to do the same thing. This didn't appear to be a problem for him. He just evaporated off all of the water by putting this in an oven and then just heating it to 200 C until it was completely dry. I mean, we'll probably just do the exact same thing. I don't know that I'll heat it up quite that hot, but I do want to dehydrate it and actually dry it out, because if there's any hope for this being fluorescent, I think it's probably going to need to be dry for that to happen. So anyway, I will come back once this is completely dried, and we will take a look at the final product. Okay. All right, everybody, there we have it. Rubidium terbium sulfate. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Focus, you piece of shit, on my Triumph there. Yes. Look at that shit. That is fucking awesome. I mean, it's about what you would expect for terbium sulfate, although I would swear that it is slightly more yellowish than what I have seen come out of pure terbium sulfate. So that was pretty awesome. It was very easy to dry too. I mean, this was a very easy compound to make. Not so easy to get the camera to focus on it though. Outside of the UV, to show you what it looks like. Come side here. Oh, there we are. And you can see it is a pretty nondescript white powder. Not really much to look at out of the UV. But anyway, there we have it, people. Look at that shit. That is so fucking cool. So, if you liked that video, give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, well, whatever. Subscribe, comment, share the video, donate a few bucks if you can. And until the next one, y'all, I will see you later. That is so fucking cool, man. God, I love that. I'm going to do thulium next.